I never thought I would be a 30-year-old single mom. My name is Jasmine, and I have two amazing kids, Cody, who's 9, and Peyton, that's 8. And I am a single mom, and my husband left about 2 years ago. I got married at 19 years old, and 4 months into our marriage, I found out I was pregnant with Cody, and we were very excited. A year later, I found out I was pregnant with Peyton. With her, I had some complications with my delivery, and I ended up having to have an emergency C-section that then caused a lot of health problems for me. A year after Peyton was born, I got diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis. And through the course of about 6 years, I had 9 abdominal surgeries. So I went into remission, and I was doing pretty well health-wise for about a year and a half. And then I went to the doctor for a routine checkup. And I got the news that I was definitely no longer in remission, and it was really bad. And so my doctor wanted to start me on chemo injections right away. When I found out I was no longer in remission, I was devastated. It took everything out of me, and then I started the medicine that completely drained my body, and it made me weak and shaky and pale, and eventually I even lost my hair and my eyebrows and everything that made me feel like a girl. I just felt like I was stripped from everything. I remember feeling frustrated with God, but I knew I had the support of my husband at the time, and so I felt like I could get through it. So in the midst of me going through these horrible shots and feeling so weak and vulnerable, I found out that my husband was having an affair, a long-term affair. And it broke me. I already felt weak and vulnerable and like I wasn't enough, but then to hear that your husband didn't think you were enough too was really hard. But I was raised, and I believed that when you got married, that it was for better or worse. I wanted to fight for my marriage, but I was in shock because I never, ever expected my husband to do anything like this. He then came to me and let me know that he was gone. He had his foot out the door. He didn't want to work on our marriage. He wanted freedom and to do whatever he wanted. And that was definitely the hardest time in my life, because not only did I not have my health or my strength or anything about me, but then I didn't have a partner in life. And I was there to raise 2 kids that are looking to me for strength when I felt my weakest. I had moments where I felt like there was no way I could possibly take care of these kids by myself or do anything. I just had to completely surrender to God. And I had a night where I was reading this book from Max Lucado that it just spoke to me, and it was telling me that God is here through all these trials, and He's going to carry you through. And they use the illustration that when the storms of life come at you, you're going to either drown or you're going to have your feet firmly planted. And I was definitely drowning. I did not have my feet firmly planted. I knew that I was relying on a person for my strength more than I was relying on God for my strength. And so in that, I knew I had to completely surrender to God and get my feeding back where I needed to be. So every day, I would just pray for strength. And it was just, hey, help me, Lord, get out of bed and get my kids ready for school so that I could at least get them there. And Lord, when they get home from school, help me to be able to get us till bedtime and feed them and do just the daily things that I had to do now all by myself, but felt so weak. So all day I had praise music all the time. My kids and I, that's all we listen to is praise music, and we did devotions together every morning before we'd even get out of bed, because most of the nights they would just all come in bed with me, and we'd just wake up and just start with the word. And I had a complete transformation for myself because I was getting my footing firmly in the Lord and not relying on a person, but on God. If I didn't fully surrender to God, my life would have been a wreck, a mess. I don't know that I would have wanted to keep going, or if I would be the kind of mom I am today for my kids. And I don't know that I would be able to be an example to them that when life is hard, you turn to God and you don't give up. Instead, I probably would have given up. So it has been a couple years now since I became a single mom and my husband left. And even though the trials never let up, I'm still dealing with medical stuff, and I'm still raising 2 kids on my own, and I still struggle with feeling enough in so many ways. God is so faithful in showing me that He is here to carry me through every step of the way. And He has brought so many amazing people into my life to encourage me and build me up. I never thought I'd make it through the worst time in my life, but the only reason I did is because I completely surrendered to God, and He carried me through it.